Mga ulat na maaasa.
What you will do if while you are walking, you find something which do you think is something and valuable?
In Kabatangan, Zamboanga City, a group of friends are doing hiking when they found some things which they are unfamiliar. So, they asked for help in our program, Jomelin Soho, to investigate it. And our team flew all the way from Manila to Zamboanga City, Philippines.
Our team decided to do our hiking in the Mount of Kabatangan. So after 5 hours of hiking, we decided to take a rest in a dark and spooky forest.
So habang nagpapahinga kami ng aking mga kaibigan, may nakita kaming mga bagay sa mga batuhan na kakaiba, luma, kaya napag-interesan naming iuwi ito.
So mo to ang among team nagkandak og research para may balan ug usa ning mga butanga. Pero bisag nagkandak na may research wag gyapon balan ug unsa ni siya mo to nangayon ang tabang kay Miss Jomelin Soho.
According to our research, those things that they found is a kind of old computer technology. So, to understand further, we invited a computer specialist.
Good afternoon. My name is Mariel Ramos Ramirez, a computer specialist. So for all you know, jaquard loom was invented by Joseph Jacquard and demonstrated in 1801. So the jaquard loom is an attachment for powered fabric looms. So it uses a chain of punch cards to instruct the loom on how to make intricate textiles. So for example, a loom could have hundreds of cards with holes corresponding to hook that can be raised or lowered to make a textile brocade. So below is an illustration of the jaquard loom attachment on top of a textile loom. So the jaquard loom is important to computer history because it is the first machine to use interchangeable punch cards to instruct a machine to perform automated tasks. So having a machine that could perform various tasks is similar to today's computer programs that can be programmed to perform different tasks. So the jaquard loom was also an inspiration to Charles Babbage planning to use perforated cards in his analytical engine. So Hermann Hollerith also used the idea of punch cards to not only store information but to input information into a computing device, helping to create the company IBM. Also, today's textile looms no longer use punch cards. Instead, they can use a digital scanner to create a pixelated digital version of any image. So this digital version is used to create instructions for the loom to make a textile version of the scan. So next is Arithmometer. So did you know it is a mechanical calculator that can perform addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. It was invented by Charles Javier Thomas de Colmar in 1820 and was the first commercially successful mechanical calculator. So the arithmometer is a very simple machine. It consists of a frame, a crank, and a number of gears. So the gears are arranged in a way that allows them to add, subtract, multiply, or divide the numbers that are entered into the machine. So to use the arithmometer, the user would first enter the two numbers that they want to calculate. They would then turn the crank, which would cause the gears to move and perform the calculation. So the result of the calculation would be displayed on a dial. So the arithmometer was a very important invention. It made it possible to perform calculations much faster and more accurately than before. So this helped to improve efficiency in many businesses and industries. So the arithmometer was eventually replaced by electronic calculators, but it remains as important historical artifact. So it is a reminder of the ingenuity of early engineers and mathematicians, and it helped to pave the way for the development of modern computing.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Wilbert Villarasa Jr., a computer specialist. So next is the difference engine and analytical engine. So this engine was invented by Charles Babbage in 1791 to 1871. A computer pioneer designed two classes of engine, the difference engine and analytical engine. The difference engine consisted of a series of gears and levers that could be programmed to perform a specific calculation and was powered by a hand crank. So on the other hand, analytical engine, so the analytical engine was a more advanced machine designed by Babbage in the mid 1830s, which was intended to be general purpose computer. So next is the first computer programmer. So Ada Lovelace was a mathematician and a writer who is often considered to be the world's first computer programmer. In 1843, Ada Lovelace published a paper called Notes on the Analytic Engine, in which she describes how the analytical engine could be used to perform complex calculation and create even music. She also added her own extensive notes to the article, which were 3 times as long as the original text. These notes included her own ideas about the potential uses and capabilities of the machines, as well as a description of its could be programmed to perform complex calculation.
And the last one is the Scheutzian calculation engine was a mechanical calculator invented by Swedish engineer Per George Scheutz and his son Edvard Scheutz. It was based on the design of Charles Babbage difference engine, but was much simpler and easier to build. So the Scheutzian calculation engine was able to calculate and print logarithms, trigonometric functions, and other mathematical tables. So the first model of the Scheutzian calculation engine was built in 1837 and a final version was completed in 1843. So the machine was about the size of a piano and weighed about 2 tons. So it could calculate up to 15 decimal places and could print up to 100 pages per hour. Also, in 1851, the Scheutzian calculation engine was demonstrated at the World's Fair in Paris. So it was a great success and the Swedish government provided funding to build a second, improved model. So this model was completed in 1853 and was sold to the Dudley Observatory in Albany, New York. So in 1857, the British government ordered a third model of the Scheutzian calculation engine. So this model was built by Dunkin's Company in 1859 and was used by the British Nautical Almanac Office to calculate astronomical tables. So the Scheutzian calculation engine was a significant technological achievement. It was the first mechanical calculator that was able to calculate and print mathematical tables with a high degree of accuracy. So the machine helped to improve the accuracy of scientific calculations and paved the way for the development of electronic computers.
We live in this world where our technology is advancing. Our generation today don't have knowledge about the history of computer. Always remember that we should never forget how this was invented and who introduced it. That's all for today. Thank you.
Asahan, napapanahon. Baka totohanan, nakakaaliw. Nalibangan, may mapupulong. May matututunan, oras di masasayang.